Ada had 47,000 naira saved. She needed 500,000 to escape. She had 2 more days before her plan. Her sister was waiting. The children's bags were packed. Freedom was 48 hours away. But her husband found the text message. What happened in that bedroom on Saturday morning, nobody saw. But 9-year-old Adiz was hiding under the bed. And she heard everything. If you lived in their compound on Ademala Street, you would have called them the perfect family. Pastor Michael Okafor, that's what everyone called him, even though he wasn't actually a pastor, just a very active church member, woke up at 5:30 every morning. You could set your watch by the sound of his car engine starting. The Toyota Camry he kept so clean you could see your reflection in the bonnet. He worked at an oil and gas consulting firm in Victoria Island, and he wore his success like a second skin, crisp bada for church, designer watches, shoes that clicked importantly on concrete. His wife, Ada, was quieter. 37 years old but looked older in the eyes. She sold children's clothes from home, keeping inventory in the spare room, posting pictures in her phone to customers. The money she made wasn't much, but it was hers. At least, that's what she told herself in the beginning. Their flat was a 3-bedroom on the 2nd floor. Not luxurious, but respectable. The kind of place where the landlord raised the rent every year and you paid because finding another place was too much trouble. For children filled that flat with noise and life and the particular chaos of bodies growing faster than the space could contain them. Chioma, 15, was the oldest, the one who had learned to read her father's moods in the set of his jaw, the one who checked the time and hurried her siblings through homework before he came home, the one who had stopped being a child sometime around age 9 and couldn't remember exactly when. She had her mother's soft eyes but had trained them to stay watchful, always scanning for danger. Ebuka, 12, was the loud one. The one their father called stubborn and disrespectful when he questioned why he couldn't join the football team at school, why he had to come straight home, why his phone was checked every night. Ebuka wore his anger on the outside because keeping it in felt like swallowing broken glass. Adiz, 9, had learned that silence was safer. She was the one who hid in the bedroom when voices got raised, who made herself small in corners, who stopped talking about school because talking meant being noticed and being noticed felt dangerous. She had stopped wetting the bed only last year, and her mother never asked why it started in the first place. Kamsi, 6, was the baby, the peacemaker who brought her father his slippers, who laughed at his jokes even when they weren't funny, who made crayon drawings of their family where everyone was smiling and holding hands. She was the one who said sorry most often, even when she hadn't done anything wrong. Especially then. If you asked the neighbors, they would tell you Pastor Michael was a good man. Responsible. God-fearing. Always greeting people properly, always helping to push cars when they broke down in the compound. His wife was lucky, they said. Some women had husbands who drank or gambled or kept girlfriends in Lekki. Some women had it much worse. Ada heard these things and smiled and said nothing. The argument started over MTN airtime. Ada had bought 500 Nigerian nairas from the woman who sold recharge cards at the junction. Just 500 Nigerian nairas. She needed it to call a customer about an order, to follow up on a delivery that had been delayed. But when Michael came home that evening and checked the bank alert on her phone, he always checked, he had her password, he had taught her that marriage meant transparency, he saw the withdrawal. 500 Nigerian nairas. He said it quietly, standing in their bedroom doorway. 500 Nigerian nairas for what? Airtime, she said, not looking up from the clothes she was folding. I needed to call about the children's clothes order. You needed to call. With whose permission? Her hands stilled. Michael, it was just 500 Nigerian nairas. For business. You know the delivery was. I give you money for airtime every week. Do I not provide for this house? You do. But this week you were busy, and I needed. You needed. His voice hadn't risen. That was the thing people didn't understand about Michael. He didn't shout. Shouting was common, was beneath him. He spoke quietly, slowly, like a teacher disappointed in a stupid child. You needed to spend money without telling me. You needed to make decisions without asking. Is that the kind of wife you want to be, Ada? The kind who acts like she doesn't have a husband? In the living room, Chioma sat on the sofa with her homework, not doing her homework, listening to the tone if not the words. She saw Ibuka's jaw tighten where he sat across from her. She caught his eye and shook her head slightly. Don't. I'm sorry, Ada said, because she had learned that sorry was a key that sometimes opened the door back to peace. You're right. I should have waited. I should have asked. Should have asked me for 500 Nigerian nairas? His laugh was soft, dangerous. What kind of man can't give his wife 500 Nigerian nairas? You want to embarrass me? You want people to say I can't provide? Or maybe you're keeping secrets. Maybe that's what this is about. Who are you really calling, Ada? Which man are you talking to behind my back? He pulled her phone from his pocket. His thumb moved across the screen with practiced ease. Let me see your call log. Let me see these business calls. In the living room, Kamsi climbed into Chioma's lap, small fingers gripping her sister's arm. Is Daddy angry? She whispered. Shoo. It's okay. They're just talking. But they weren't just talking. Chioma knew the difference. That night, after Michael had fallen asleep, Ada lay awake staring at the ceiling. In her mind, she did the calculation she had done 100 times before. Her savings from the clothes business had reached 47,000 Nigerian nairas. If she left, if she really left, she would need first and last month's rent. She would need money for the children's school fees. She would need at least 500,000 Nigerian nairas, maybe more. 47,000 Nigerian nairas wasn't nearly enough. And even if it was, where would she go? Back to her mother's village, where everyone would ask what she had done to make her husband send her away. To her sister's one-bedroom flat in Suralere, where there was barely room to breathe. He wasn't a bad man, she told herself. Not really. He didn't drink. He didn't beat her, not like that, not the way her friend Ngozi's husband did, not with fists and visible bruises. He just got upset sometimes. He just wanted respect. He just wanted control, whispered a voice in her head that sounded like her mother, the one who had died 2 years ago without ever knowing the truth. Before we continue Ada's story, I need to pause here for a moment. If you're watching this and Ada's story is resonating with you, if you recognize the signs, if you've seen this pattern in your own life, in someone you love or you have heard something about this before, then you need to hear what comes next. Please subscribe to this channel. Ada's phone rang at 11:47 p.m. 3 weeks later. She looked at the screen, Mama Okafor. Her heart sank. She was lying in bed, Michael supposedly asleep beside her. But she could feel his attention, could sense him listening even with his eyes closed. She answered, putting it on speaker as Michael required. Hello, Mama. Ada, why is my son calling me to say you don't cook anymore? What kind of wife are you? Ada's hands began to shake. Mama, I raised my son to be a good husband. I didn't raise him to be disrespected. If you can't manage your home, I will come to Lagos and show you how it's done. Beside her, Michael stirred, then took the phone from her hands. Mama, don't worry, he said, his voice smooth and patient. Ada is just tired from managing the children. She's a good wife. Sometimes she forgets that I work hard all day and need proper food when I come home, but we're working on it. Please pray for us. Iya, my son. So patient. Ada, are you hearing this? This is how a man should be. Don't take him for granted. Michael handed the phone back to Ada, waiting. Sorry, Mama, Ada said quietly. I will do better. Thank you for your prayers. That's my daughter. Good night. The line went dead. Michael took the phone, locked it, put it on his bedside table. Then he rolled over and went to sleep. Ada lay awake, staring at the darkness, feeling the walls of her life press closer. Ibuka came home with a black eye 2 days later. Ada saw it the moment he walked through the door, purple and swollen and badly hidden behind the hand he'd pressed to his face. Chioma was behind him, worry written all over her. What happened? Ada pulled Ibuka's hand away, tilted his face to the light. Nothing. He got in a fight, Chioma said quietly. At school. With David Okonkwo. I didn't start it, Ibuka said, pulling away. He kept saying things and I told him to stop and he wouldn't stop, so I... What kind of things? Ibuka went silent. Chioma glanced at the closed door of their parents' bedroom. David said he heard his mother and her friends talking. About our family. About Dad. He said his mom said that Dad controls everything. That people at church are talking. That you're... Her voice got smaller. That you're afraid of him. The apartment seemed to hold its breath. That's not true, Ada said automatically. Before she could say more, the bedroom door opened. Michael emerged, checking his watch. What's going on? His eyes found Ibuka's face. What happened to your eye? He got in a fight, Ada said quickly. At school. We were just... A fight? You were fighting? What have I told you about representing this family outside this house? Michael, let me, Ada tried. I'm talking to my son, Ada. He didn't look at her. Ibuka. Who did you fight? David Okonkwo. The Okonkwos in our church? Their son? Michael's jaw worked. Ada could see him calculating, the embarrassment, the gossip, how this would look. Not is my son hurt, not is my son okay, but what will people think? Go to your room, Michael said finally. You're grounded. No phone, no TV, no going out except for school. But I didn't. Is that clear? Yes, sir. The hospital visit happened on a Tuesday. Adiz had been complaining of stomach pain for 3 days. At first, Ada thought it was just stress. Adiz's stomach always hurt when things were bad at home. But then the pain got worse, and Adiz wouldn't eat, wouldn't drink, just lay curled in her bed whimpering. At the hospital, the doctor examined Adiz gently, asked questions, ordered tests. While they waited for results, Michael sat scrolling through his phone, while Ada held Adiz's small hand. The doctor called them into his office. The tests came back fine, he said. No infection, no appendicitis. But I want to talk to you about something else. He looked at Ada, then at Michael, then back at Ada. Your daughter's stress levels are quite high. And she mentioned during the exam that she has trouble sleeping. Has anything changed at home recently? No, Michael said immediately. Yes, Ada said at the same time. They looked at each other. What my wife means, Michael said smoothly, is that we've been having some minor financial stress. You know how it is. NEPA, school fees, rent increases. Nothing serious. I see. The doctor was still watching Ada. Mrs. Okafor, is there anything else you'd like to tell me? About Adiz's environment? It was there. The opening. The chance to say something. Ada felt Michael's hand on her knee. A gentle touch. A warning. No, she heard herself say. Just stress. Like my husband said. The doctor held her gaze for a moment longer. Then he nodded and sent them home. Chioma found the notebook while looking for her mathematics textbook. It was Saturday morning. Her father had gone to a church meeting. Chioma had been searching everywhere, under the bed, in her school bag, and finally decided to check the bottom drawer of her mother's dresser. That's where she found it. A small, plain notebook. Blue. Spiral bound. On the cover, in her mother's handwriting, just in case. Inside, in her mother's careful script. Bank account number, hidden 024-739-1829 Nigerian naira saved so far. Auntie Blessing's number, 0803. Important documents in Mama's Bible. The list went on. Dates. Incidents. Records. March 12th, grabbed my arm during argument. Bruise faded in 3 days. April 3rd, locked me in bedroom for 2 hours. Children heard me asking to come out. April 29th, threw my phone against the wall. Said it was an accident. Bought me a new one, but now he has access to everything. May 15th, Pastor Adeyemi came to counsel us. Michael cried. Said he's under stress. Pastor told me to be more supportive. Chioma sat on the floor, the notebook in her lap, feeling her entire world reorganize itself. Her mother was documenting. Her mother was preparing. Her mother was planning to leave. Chioma looked up to find her mother standing in the doorway, frozen. A long moment, neither of them moved. Then Ada crossed the room quickly, took the notebook, and said, "You weren't supposed to find that." "Mummy." "Not now." "Are we leaving?" Chioma whispered. Ada didn't answer. "Are we leaving?" Chioma asked again, harder. "I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know if I can keep you safe if I try. You can't keep us safe here either. You don't understand. I understand that Adiz barely speaks anymore. I understand that Abuka is getting in fights. I understand that Kamsi says sorry for things that aren't her fault. I understand, Mummy. I've always understood." Ada looked at her daughter and something in her chest cracked open. "I'm trying," she whispered. "I'm trying to save enough money. I'm trying to find a way out. Trying isn't working." "Then what do you want me to do?" "Leave. Tonight. Take us and leave." "With what money?" "To where?" "Your father would find us. He would take you from me. He would. He would kill you eventually," Chioma said. "Isn't that worse?" Ada was done. She went to see Auntie Blessing, her mother's youngest sister, the one who had always told her she could do better than Michael. They met at a small restaurant in Ikeja, far from Ada's neighborhood. Ada had told Michael she had a church women's meeting. She had an hour, maybe less. "I need help," Ada said. "I need to leave him." Auntie Blessing reached across the table and gripped her hands. "Thank God. I've been waiting for you to say that for 10 years. I need somewhere to go. Just for a few months. You can come to me. You and all the children. He'll look for me there. Then we'll hide you." "Ada, you can't keep living like this." Ada's eyes filled with tears. "What if he finds us? What if he kills you?" Ada's phone rang. "Michael." She looked at the screen, her hands shaking. She answered. "Where are you?" His voice was tight with suspicion. "I called the church. Sister Joy said there was no women's meeting today. I went to the market after. Traffic is bad, I'm on my way home now. You better be." The line went dead. "I have to go," Ada said to her aunt, panic in her voice. She ran. The fight happened on a Wednesday night. Michael had been suspicious all week. He had been watching her, checking her phone more frequently, asking questions that had no good answers. "Where were you really?" he asked, cornering her in the kitchen. "I told you. The meeting was cancelled. I went to the market." Which market? Oshadi. Show me what you bought. I didn't find anything good. You went to Oshadi market and bought nothing? For 2 hours? He grabbed her wrist. Stop lying to me. I'm not. Who were you with? In the living room, Chioma heard the raised voices and immediately began herding the younger ones into the bedroom. I went to see my aunt, Ada said finally, desperate. Just my aunt. We had lunch. That's all. Your aunt. Michael released her wrist, but his face had gone dangerous. The same aunt I told you not to see? The one who fills your head with nonsense about leaving me? Michael. After everything I've done for you. This is how you repay me? The slap came out of nowhere. From the bedroom, Kamsi's crying. Chioma's voice, low and soothing, it's okay, it's okay. Michael's voice, breaking, look what you made me do. Why do you push me like this? Michael leaving. The front door closing. Car engine starting. Later that night, after Michael had come home, apologetic, tearful, buying flowers again, and after he had finally fallen asleep, Ada pulled out her phone and sent a text message to Auntie Blessing. I need to come sooner. This weekend. Can you help? Within minutes, her phone buzzed with a reply. Yes. Saturday. I'll be waiting. Ada deleted both messages and then sent another text, this time to Chioma's phone. Saturday. Pack a small bag. Tell no one. When I say it's time, we go. A moment later, Chioma's reply came through. Okay, Mummy. I love you. I love you too. Ada deleted the entire conversation and closed her eyes. 2 more days. She could survive 2 more days. Saturday morning, Ada woke at 5 a.m. The plan was simple. Michael had a church meeting at 7. They would leave at 7:15. Auntie Blessing would be waiting. At 6:30, Michael's phone rang. He answered, groggy. Ada could hear the voice on the other end, pastor's wife. Meeting cancelled, he muttered after hanging up. Pastor's daughter is sick. Ada's blood turned to ice. Guess I'll just relax today, Michael said. The morning passed in agony. Michael stayed home. Watched her. At noon, while he was in the shower, Ada pulled out her phone and quickly typed a message to Auntie Blessing. Meeting cancelled. He's here. I can't leave today. Almost immediately, the reply came. Tomorrow then. Ada quickly deleted both messages. But when she looked up, Michael was standing in the doorway, dripping wet, holding his own phone in his hand. His face was dark with rage. I have a tracking app on your phone, he said quietly. Every message you send gets copied to my phone. Every single one. Ada's world stopped. So let me ask you again, Ada. He stepped closer. Where were you planning to go? Chioma, in the children's room, hearing raised voices. Ibuka covering Kamsi's ears. Adiz under the bed, trembling. The sound of something heavy hitting the wall. Chioma knocking on the bedroom door. Mommy? Daddy? Their father's voice, go back to your room. Your mother isn't feeling well. We'll talk later. Hours passing. Finally, Michael emerging. Your mother needs to go to the hospital. She fell. Hit her head. I'm taking her now. Can we see her? She's sleeping. Don't disturb her. He carries their mother out wrapped in a bedsheet, her face turned away. The door closes. Ada died on Monday morning at 6:47 a.m. The official cause of death was traumatic brain injury from a fall. Michael told everyone that Ada had slipped in the bathroom. He told the church. He told the police. And because he was respectable, because he was known, they believed him. The funeral was massive. People told Michael how sorry they were, what a good husband he had been. Through it all, Chioma stood holding Kamsi's hand, feeling like she was cracking from the inside out. Scene, 3 weeks later. That's when they found the photograph. And the notebook. Chioma read every entry. Every date. Every incident. The savings. The plan. The escape that never happened. On the last page. If something happens to me, tell my children I tried. Tell them I loved them more than I loved my own life. Tell them that sometimes love isn't enough. Tell them that leaving is harder than it sounds, but staying can be deadly. Tell them their mother wasn't weak. Their mother was just afraid. It was Adiz who finally spoke. 6 months after the funeral, in therapy, 9-year-old Adiz looked at the therapist and said, "My daddy hurt my mummy. She didn't fall. He hurt her and then she died." "How do you know this?" "Because I heard. I was under the bed. And I heard everything. The case is still ongoing." Michael denies everything. His lawyers say a child's testimony isn't reliable, that there's no proof. The notebook helps. The documented pattern. The neighbor who heard fighting. The friend who knew about the escape plan. The aunt who was waiting. It's not enough for a murder charge. But it's enough for people to know the truth. The children live with Auntie Blessing now. They're learning how to breathe again. How to live without fear. But sometimes they think about their mother. About the woman in the yellow dress. About the life she might have lived if she had left sooner, or if someone had believed her before it was too late. This is the story of Ada Okafor. But it's also the story of 1,000 women whose names you'll never know. Here is what I want you to remember. Love should not make you small. Love should not make you afraid. Love should not make you disappear piece by piece until there's nothing left but the performance of being alive. If you see a woman wearing long sleeves in the heat, see her. If you hear a woman making excuses for her husband's behavior, hear her. If you know a woman whose movements are always questioned, whose smile never quite reaches her eyes, know that she is telling you something without words. And if you are that woman, you are not crazy. You are not imagining it. You are not overreacting. What is happening to you has a name. It's called abuse. And it will not get better on its own. Leaving is terrifying. But staying can be deadly. Ada tried to leave. She planned. She saved. She hoped. But she waited too long. Don't wait. Don't wait until you have enough money. Don't wait until the children are older. Don't wait until he's ready to let you go, because he never will be. You are not alone. You are not trapped. There is help. If this story feels familiar, if you recognize something in Ada, please leave a comment. Share your thoughts. Let's talk about the things we're not supposed to talk about. Because silence protects abusers. And speech saves lives.